What happens when your toxic ex tries to ruin the most important day of your life? Well, this bride had the perfect plan waiting for him. This is Sarah's story, and trust me, you're not going to see this ending coming. Sarah had been planning her dream wedding for over a year. After dating her fiancé Mike for 3 years, she finally found someone who treated her with respect and love. But there was one problem lurking in the shadows: her ex-boyfriend, Jake. They'd dated for 2 years, and it had been toxic from day one. Jake was controlling, manipulative, and when Sarah finally got the courage to leave him, he didn't take it well. For months after their breakup, Jake would show up at her work, her gym, even her favorite coffee shop. He'd text her from different numbers, create fake social media accounts to stalk her, and even tried to turn her friends against her. When Sarah got engaged to Mike, Jake's behavior escalated. He'd drive by her house at night, leave threatening voicemails, and even contacted Mike directly, claiming Sarah was still in love with him. Sarah had blocked him everywhere, changed her phone number, and even considered getting a restraining order. The wedding day finally arrived. It was perfect. A beautiful outdoor ceremony with 200 guests, stunning decorations, and Sarah looked absolutely radiant in her grandmother's vintage dress. As the ceremony began, Sarah walked down the aisle to her future husband. Everything was going according to plan. The officiant began the traditional vows, and then came the moment everyone knows: if anyone has a reason why these two should not be wed. The crowd was silent. Sarah and Mike smiled at each other, ready to continue with their vows. I object. Everyone turned around. It was Jake, dressed in a wrinkled suit, clearly having had a few drinks, stumbling toward the altar. The guests gasped. Sarah's family looked horrified. Mike stepped forward protectively, but Sarah put her hand on his arm. Jake continued his drunken march down the aisle. Sarah, you can't marry him. You know we're meant to be together. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. The crowd was in complete shock. Some guests started pulling out their phones. Mike looked ready to tackle Jake, but again, Sarah stopped him. And then, something unexpected happened. Sarah smiled. "Thank you, Jake," Sarah said calmly, her voice carrying across the silent ceremony. "I was wondering when you'd show up." Jake stopped in his tracks, confused. This wasn't the reaction he expected. Sarah turned to face the crowd of 200 wedding guests, her voice clear and confident. "Ladies and gentlemen, I need to share something with you. For the past 2 years, this man has been stalking and harassing me. He's threatened me, my family, and he's tried to ruin every happy moment in my life." The crowd began to murmur. Jake's face went pale. Sarah continued, "I knew there was a chance he might try to ruin my wedding day. So, I prepared for this moment." She reached into her bouquet and pulled out a small device, a voice recorder. "Jake, every threatening voicemail. I've recorded and documented everything." Jake started backing away, but it was too late. "And Jake," Sarah continued with a sweet smile, "did you notice the extra guests at my wedding today?" Jake looked around confused, and that's when Sarah pointed to 3 men in suits standing at the edge of the ceremony. "Everyone, I'd like you to meet Detective Rodriguez from the police department, Officer Chen, and my lawyer, Mr. Thompson. They've been waiting very patiently for you to show up today, Jake." The realization hit Jake like a truck. This wasn't a spontaneous outburst. This was a carefully orchestrated trap. Detective Rodriguez stepped forward. "Jake Morrison, you're under arrest for stalking, harassment, and trespassing." The crowd watched in stunned silence as Jake was handcuffed in front of 200 wedding guests, including Sarah's family, friends, and co-workers. But Sarah wasn't done yet. "Oh, and Jake, remember your cousin Danny, your best friend Marcus, and your boss, Mr. Williams. They're all here as my wedding guests. They've now seen exactly who you really are." Jake's humiliation was complete. Not only was he being arrested, but his own family and friends were witnessing his lowest moment. As Jake was led away in handcuffs, Sarah turned back to Mike, took his hands, and said, "Now, where were we?" The crowd erupted in applause and cheers. Even the officiant was clapping. Sarah and Mike completed their vows and had the most incredible wedding celebration. The story of how Sarah outsmarted her stalker, became legendary among their friends and family. Jake was sentenced to 2 years in prison for stalking and harassment, plus a permanent restraining order. He was also fired from his job after his arrest made the local news. Meanwhile, Sarah and Mike honeymooned in Italy, finally free from years of harassment and threats. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting angry, it's being smarter than the person trying to hurt you. Sarah turned what should have been the worst moment of her wedding into the most satisfying. What did you think of Sarah's incredible revenge? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Revenge Chronicles Hub for more incredible tales of perfect payback. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.